Hello, we are live on the scaling stage. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to just give it a minute or two to allow folks to join the stream. And as you join, please feel free to comment in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Maybe share a little bit about yourself if you are so inclined. I will start. My name is Carlos Almonte. I am in marketing at Techstars. I'm the executive director for global marketing. I've been with Techstars a little over 2 years and helping moderate this session. We have 6 awesome entrepreneurs, startups that will be presenting during the next half hour to 45 minutes. Can we give it another minute before we get going? All right, I think that's long enough. Hopefully we have a good showing here. I cannot see how many people have joined, but I am getting the feed here internally that we have a nice group that have joined the conference, and so this FinTech challenge. So this stage is the scaling stage. We have 6 startups that will be presenting starting now. And in order, it's going to be Solo, Mobility Capital Financial, Flex Wage Solutions, Savvy, Gimme, and then Xerchu. And then once we've concluded, you will be able to navigate to their individual booths, their individual expo booths, to continue any questions you may have. If you want to meet with them, that will be the best place to do that. Awesome. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring our first company to the stage, and that's going to be Solo, Rodney Williams, who is president and founder of Solo. And so welcome, Rodney. If you can go unmute, I'm going to unmute you. Or try to unmute you. There, I think you're in.
I'm in.
Okay, awesome, fantastic. So Rodney Williams, welcome. The stage is yours. I'm going to back out, and you have 5 minutes.
Great. Hello, everyone. Rodney Williams, founder at Solo. Our story starts off pretty simple. We used to be, myself and my co-founder was enamored with small dollar requests. And we really felt like there wasn't a solution in market that really provided a solution outside of a planned expense. The problem that I'm really addressing is really around emergency expenses. Most Americans can't afford one. We have 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, and a ton of Americans not being able to afford a $1,000 emergency. We felt like every solution was either trying to build credit or trying to limit the exposure of overdraft. We felt like someone needed to provide an equitable solution for an emergency expense that was community driven. And that's what we've created. So Solo is a community-based marketplace. We allow people to borrow on their own terms. Everything is 100% optional. And then lenders lend based on either the reason or the score that we provide. Thus far, we've enabled $35 million in loans to underserved communities by underserved communities. So over 80% of our users actually are from an underserved zip code. Before I tell you how we've done that, right, I wanted to show you the remarkable growth that we've had over the past 18 months. So, I mean, this is a quick snapshot of a quarter-over-quarter look of what we've been up to. The yellow bar is our loan volume in that particular quarter, and the blue bar is the revenue take in that particular quarter. 30% month-over-month growth, very, very consistent network effects, but it's driven by mostly word of mouth and organic nature. We've focused on providing really, really fast and flexible capital to people in need and making it safe for lenders to ultimately lend. So what are we? So think of us as an on-demand marketplace, right? Lending or borrowing members come on and make a request. Lenders ultimately choose those requests. These are short duration loans provided by the individuals themselves. And I'd love to talk a little bit about the third point. That's a super differentiator. We offer lender protection. So we offer protection for our lenders just in case these loans go delinquent. It's completely stabilized the return for our lenders as a whole. So this is a quick snapshot of our marketplace. The number one benefit to lenders is they can have leading returns while making an impact. They can do well and do good at the same time. The benefit for the borrowers, I mean, we're matching and supplying loans in less than 36 minutes on average. That literally is from sign up to request. We're doing so at an annual cost that's about 1/5 of payday loans. And we're doing this at a default rate that's 1/3 of what the market is seeing. So huge benefit to both parties. I will say the US market is huge and it's growing rapidly. But when we look at people in need of flexible capital for emergency, our ambition doesn't stop with the US. Truly global. We believe that we've created a marketplace with really, really strong unit economics and network effect that has the ability to grow in multiple places where emergency funding is limited and there's a group or community that wants to support that group. Over the past 12 months, we've made some significant strides in our team. This is a quick snapshot of myself and my co-founder, but love to spend some time talking about Seth, who's joined us as COO. He's just coming off of a $500 million exit with Bold Penguin to American Family Insurance. And would love to talk about even Faith, who was the former Kiva CMO. What we've, today at almost 50 employees, we believe that we've created a world-class team dedicated to attacking this problem and challenge in a very, very thoughtful, but most importantly, a very, very different way. And we're believing we're making that impact each and every day. Thank you. Obviously, I'll see you guys at the photo booth, and I look forward to talking with you more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rodney. Awesome. I'm going to move you backstage again, and you can meet Rodney, as you said, in his expo booth after all the pitches. Next up is going to be Wole Koksum. Welcome to the stage. And Wole, I will be bringing up your presentation as soon as it's ready. Wole is from Mobility Capital Financial.
Yeah, okay, let me just thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here.
I don't see your presentation yet, though. Hang on. Great. Awesome. Let me bring that up, and you are good to go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Wole Koksum. I'm the CEO founder of Mobility Capital Finance. Imagine hearing from one of the largest, from the mayors of one of the largest cities in the country to say, hey, this is partnering with Moofy and creating a new framework to bank the underbanked is the most important thing I've done as your elected official, as well as your 8 years as mayor, to bring 500,000 people into the financial mainstream. And that's what Mayor Garcetti said when he announced our partnership last month, as we have come up with a new way to bring large numbers of people into the financial mainstream. So Moofy really wants to bridge the wealth gap using technology, innovative banking, allows people's payments behaviors to help them build their credit score. And then we can really do it at scale, because I think that's the number one issue in terms of how you address some of the communities of color and other underserved communities. We know the problem very well, no need to talk about it, but we just know that if we can get people into the financial mainstream there's an opportunity to give people a raise. I was one of the most senior people at JP Morgan. I spent over 20 years in financial services, had my George Floyd moment after the death of Michael Brown, wanting to create solutions to move communities forward. What we've built at Moofy is a leading mobile banking platform in terms of core mobile demand deposit accounts, free check cashing. But we've done, though, something really different, which allows us to use local stores where communities are and allow them to have a banking experience that can make deposits and withdrawals for free. We've got an extensive free ATM network, which includes Wells Fargo ATMs, by the way. And we can also give open accounts for people between 13 and 18, and as well as undocumented. So we've increased the aperture. At the same time, we figured out during the period of the pandemic that you need a way to disperse large numbers of dollars to people efficiently. And we've been able to do that through our immediate response card. And then we figured out that what really makes sense is if we can partner with cities with this idea of financial services as infrastructure, we can reduce the cost of this for the city to get dollars to people, create a pathway to overall electronic banking, and we can improve the individuals. So we've actually created a product that drives engagement with cities so benefits can be dispersed to individuals more quickly. And that's really the value proposition that we've come up with in terms of our business model that allows us to get folks banked, whether they're individuals or small businesses, reduce their cost, increase recurring revenue for ourselves, decrease the cost of the city, increase our ability to scale. And we've proven this out in Los Angeles, Columbia, South Carolina, and Birmingham with disbursement accounts. We've also proven it out now. We're launching in New Orleans, where you're actually tying ID together with banking. And now you have a way to drive further engagement. And so we're really building plumbing in these cities where we do business. And Los Angeles, I just mentioned, is really the use case that I think sets a frame for the rest of the country, where you now have a way for financial services to reach the 500,000 people that are there. And what we've done is wrapped around a series of great benefits in terms of ability to spend money locally, support local businesses, get rewards, help organizations like Lyft and Amazon deliver their services to this population. We've done this with a business model that allows us to generate interchange, that allows us to create program management fees, which are recurring revenue. And then we have the opportunity to monetize relationships and partner sales at the same time, all moving the communities forward and reducing the cost. We've got a very strong pipeline of cities all across the country, which is very exciting. This is something that's resonating. And we have a terrific team of people that come from Facebook to Ally Bank to Radical Impact to Tom Hutton, who's the chairman of SoFi. So we're excited about what we're doing. We've been recognized in the marketplace as being a leader, named as one of the Forbes most innovative companies in 2021. And we think we have created a new framework to bring everyone into the financial mainstream for all the reasons we know it's so important, and excited to tell everybody more about it in the breakout room.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wole. Great presentation. Awesome. Next up, I will be bringing to the stage Chris Supa. Hi, Chris.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Just want to make sure I can hear you good. Okay. So Chris Supa is SVP Business Development at FlexWage Solutions.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Carlos, for the intro. As Carlos said, I'm SVP Business Development for FlexWage Solutions, and FlexWage. We've been we act like a startup, we look like a startup, but we've been doing this for over a decade. Our founder and CEO Frank Dombrowski devised this idea of bridging employees' pay between payday to help them with a liquidity crunch, something he saw while he was an executive at JP Morgan that was driving a tremendous amount of fees from overdraft, but also driving people to seek alternative liquidity solutions like or expensive liquidity solutions. I'll just leave it there. What we do is we use financial technology to deliver actual earned wages in real time when the employee needs it, not just on payday. That is the primary thrust of our business. But being a financial wellness company, we of course also work in making sure employees have the tools and resources they need to manage their own financial lives. A financially well employee is obviously a much more productive employee. But overall, this is part of our efforts to democratize the financial system and give everybody access to the liquidity they need, and more importantly, the liquidity they've earned when they need it. So our product suite includes on-demand pay. That is the primary driver of our business. And it is also the number one tool today on the market for solving the financial needs of employees without it, driving them to other, more costly lending solutions. We also do a disbursement product called FlexPay for tip disbursement. This is helping businesses and employees, especially in this post-COVID world where cash is not immediately available in store. Lots of delivery drivers and, just kind of new and different ways people are working and either getting tipped or getting paid. And we're enabling pay faster, more directly. And then there's our Sum 180 product, which is our budgeting and planning tool to really help employees finalize their journey towards financial wellness. As I mentioned, we really work on kind of accurate wage calculation, accurate wage disbursement. We're not making loans. We are doing the work to ensure that the employee has earned the wages that are being made available to them. We allow the employer to manage policies and really set how their employees will use the program. Nobody knows their financial need better than the employer themselves. And we do that all through an intuitive UX. I will just show you kind of a very simple set of screens. We've modeled this after the ATM experience. We make it simple for the employee to come in, understand what their available wages are, how that number was derived, and then, of course, disperse any available wages they need to themselves in real time. And for this, we charge a very nominal fee, akin to using an ATM out of network. I also mentioned our Sum 180 tool. We allow an employee to set up a starter budget, track their money. They are able to chat with a live coach. This is a certified financial coach who can help them with anything balancing credit, savings, goals, etc. And we do all that through an intuitive UX as well. So we partner with a lot of folks to deliver our financial and financial wellness services. Many of these you've heard of, and these really are the enablers of our business model. As I said, we've been doing this over a decade, and we have over 100 clients on our platform today, and a good amount of data that proves that what we're doing is truly helping employees, and we're not putting them into an additional debt cycle and creating some alternative that's more expensive for them. So I'm happy to answer more questions about any of this in the booth. I will see you all over there. Thank you for your time this morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Great. Thank you, Chris. Next up is going to be Aaron Smith. I'm going to bring Aaron to the stage. Hey, Aaron.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. And once you have your presentation ready to go, I will bring that up. I'll pop your information in the chat here. So Aaron Smith is is the co-founder at Savvy. And so I will start sharing your presentation. I don't see it yet, though.
I'm sharing it. Hold on.
Okay. There you are. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to duck out and I'm going to put that up now.
Thanks. So this is Aaron Smith. I'm co-founder of Savvy. We are a fintech that's working to solve the student debt crisis. So at a high level, many folks are aware student debt is now over $1.7 trillion. It's double credit card debt, and continues to rise at an accelerating clip. In terms of who it impacts, I mean, we've all heard, I'm sure, many stories about the teacher with student debt or the doctor with student debt, and certainly there are different demographics that are disproportionately impacted. Borrowers of color in particular are likely to take on more debt than other borrowers. This is a recent report that showed that Black borrowers have higher levels of debt at every level of educational attainment, and even for Black borrowers who do not complete their college, so they attend but don't complete, they still have higher debt levels than, say, a white graduate from a law school or med school. So we partner with some of the biggest companies, membership groups, financial institutions in the country to provide a platform that helps their customers, employees, members better address student loan debt. And here's just a snapshot of some of the folks that we work with already. Our platform, you can think of it as almost like a tax software for your student loans, where we've inputted all of the federal options, state programs, private options, so that a borrower who's trying to navigate this maze can easily figure out what they're eligible for. And one of the things we understood from our background, I had worked for over a decade in student loan policy, was that most borrowers are going to be interacting with these government programs that can reduce their monthly payment based on their income, or that can forgive their debt based on their occupation or employer. And so that was really our starting point. And we worked to make that process as easy and seamless as possible for the borrowers using our platform. So we save borrowers on average about $1,800 a year. And it's important that we operate through partners. It's not direct to consumer, it's through these variety of partners. So the partner gets a co-branded platform, and we help them to promote it to their networks. We can also integrate it via our API directly into the partner platform, even as a white labeled option. Borrowers will sync their loans, so we get all the data that allows us to make a really accurate assessment. We scan it through all the various options, and then we've automated the enrollment process. And most of these government programs, it's worth mentioning, require annual renewal. And so year over year, for the 5 to 15 years it takes you to pay off your student loans, we're there with the borrower, helping them pay down that loan and making sure that they stay in the programs that are gonna benefit them. So we work with a variety of financial institutions already. I mentioned we have an API that gives us tremendous amount of flexibility in terms of how we can integrate with our partners and show savings estimates, all within the partner platform. We provide one-on-one support. We provide ongoing monitoring as people's life situation changes. And we have a really flexible financial model as well, with a premium service that ranges from $60 to $90 a year that can be paid for either by the partner or by the end user. We can also integrate refi and other student loan benefits as part of it. So last things I'll mention is just we're headed into a very big year in student loans. Student loan payments have been paused due to COVID. They're set to resume in February 2022. This is seen as an unprecedented challenge to get this many millions of people back into repayment. At the same time, the government just announced some major new benefits for people working in the public sector to make it easier to get their loans forgiven. This is all happening in 2022, so it's a huge opportunity to help millions of people. And then feel free to reach out. Also, look forward to talking more in the breakout. And Savvy has done our Series A, Republic Benefit Corporation. You can find out more about us at buysavvy.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron. Aaron, thank you. And you can, as he mentioned, you can see him and the other founders in their expo booths. And we have 2 more. So stick around. I'm going to be bringing up Philip Hagland from Gimme to the stage. Hey, Philip, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So once you have your presentation ready to go, I'm going to pull it up.
Can you share it?
Yeah, please go for it.
Yeah, I think it's shared.
Oh, I don't see it yet. If you can bring it into your main screen.
Yeah, 1 second. I saw the problem.
There you go.
Here we go.
Great. And if you can make that full screen, fantastic. Okay, you are up.
Cool. Thanks, Carlos. I'm Philip Hagland, CEO and founder of Gimme. And I would like to start off talking a little bit about the problem we see today. And that is that something I think we all can relate to. And money is becoming harder and harder for us to manage every day. The financial landscape is shifting. So we're doing like microtransactions. We're in charge of our own investments. We're being prompt in our feeds. We use in-app currencies. We do shopping online with just a click. So it's getting harder and harder for us to manage our own money. Looking at today's youth growing up today, they don't have access to personal finance as part of the school's curriculum. So we don't really teach personal finance in the schools. Many children also don't get access to digital money as there aren't any like digital tools for them, such as mobile banks and so on. So over the past 10 years, we can see the financial literacy level of young people has actually been decreasing on a global scale. And this is pretty much leading to people being undereducated in terms of personal finance, which is quite crucial for us. We can see that people in general are stressed and worried about their day-to-day expenses. On different markets, we can see a high increase of debt, young people coming into adulthood with debt. So we definitely want to do something about this. We think the solution might be really simple. What if there was an app where children can handle their money, and when doing so, they're actually learning about it? So this is why we created Gimme. We're born out of Sweden, Stockholm in the Nordics, probably the most cashless society globally. We're on a mission to equip children with financial super skills, meaning that we want to build the best financial education in an app. So far, we've actually been able to teach up to 1 million children in personal finance. We have an NPS on our app of 82, and we're also best app all categories on App Store. So this is how we do stuff. We use a scientific methodology to make sure that we can create learning experiences in the Gimme app. This means that we want children to learn something every time they interact with the app to create proven outcomes, which we actually can say that we have. We are collaborating with universities who are now showing that our features have a positive impact, not only on their financial literacy, but their actual behavior with their money. So let's have a look at the Gimme app. You can use it in 2 ways, either with a virtual piggy bank or with your connected bank account. So I'm just going to focus a bit on the bank account today, and in terms I only have 5 minutes. But for children that do have a bank account, they can connect it directly in the Gimme app. This is mainly how it works. You choose your bank, you go through the authentication method, and you choose then what bank account you want to add. And once this is done, we can show the balance and all the transactions live update in the Gimme app. And parents can also make sure to make a payment initiation, meaning that they can pay the allowance or top up the bank account directly from the Gimme app. What really Gimme is really about is the main features. We have built features so that children can learn how to earn their own money in a chore system. So parents can hand out chores, children can complete them, and then parents can approve them. So it's being added to the next allowance. Here we have such features such as the picture proof. So parents can actually have children having to take a picture of their chore. To motivate saving, which is really important for children, we have created a goal system. Children can also climb on a goal map. It goes up and down depending on if they're saving money, if they're spending money. And we also built something we call money visualization. To make digital money more tangible, you can see the coins and bills are adding up to the amount that you've been saving in the Gimme app. To create good spending habits, children can, for instance, click on a purchase. This is a purchase at Starbucks, then choose, was it a great success or a deep regret? By doing this, children actually start thinking about how they're spending their money, and we show the data over time to both children and their parents. And we also show the spending categories. So it's hard for a parent to always go through and see, okay, how are my children spending their money? So we just categorize everything for them. We also built out a Piggybot. This is a financial advisor for every child in the Gimme app. This is really enhancing the learning. So they can chat with Piggy and Piggy can give tips and tricks on how to use their money. We also built out what we call Super Skills Adventure. This is a way for children to actually do lessons in personal finance. We built out modules. They can go through different chapters, such as basic investments, earnings, and do tests as they travel on in this adventure. When doing so, they earn XP, so they can upgrade their avatar in the app. Now, since it's so important for the banks to have good digital products, we are partnering it up with banks. We have created a white label solution of the Gimme app where we're already connected to 400 banks in the European area. So this means that we can take an existing app from a bank and actually launch a future app, which is a Gimme white label product. Already, 3 months after launching this feature, we are covering 400 banks in the European area. And we are in preparation projects with 14 banks for 2022. We think that if we educate the next generation, we actually create a better world tomorrow, and that's why we call it Financial Super Skills for Life.
Philip, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but
that was my last sentence.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm being fair to all the other listeners, but that's fantastic. That really is fantastic stuff. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you.
Just like the others, you can find him in his private expo booth after the last presentation has gone through. With that said, I'm going to bring up Dennis Kale. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Carlos. How's it going?
Good. Dennis is the CEO and co-founder of Xerchu, and I'm bringing you your presentation up the stream.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey guys, my name is Dennis Kale, co-founder, CEO at Xerchu, where we are reinventing lending, borrowing, and bill payments. We all need a financial lifeline from time to time. Every day, millions of Americans get a bill in the mail that they simply cannot afford to pay. In fact, according to estimates from the Federal Reserve Bank, Americans lend and borrow over $200 billion a year with each other. Americans also paid over $30 billion in fees to predatory and payday lenders. Yet, 82% of Americans say that they're willing to help a family member financially. With a mission to drive financial inclusion one relationship at a time, Xerchu is the world's first relationship-based lending application to formalize and simplify loans between friends and family with automatic repayments and bill payments baked into that process as well. As someone who grew up in low-income public housing, I believe this hand-up versus handout approach is the true essence of financial inclusion. Xerchu's solution is simple, safe, and secure. In this example, Tom is making a $100 loan request to his friend Jane to pay his past due AT&T bill. Jane receives that request via the Xerchu app. Once she approves that loan, instead of Xerchu sending that money directly to Tom, Xerchu sends that money directly to AT&T via our API, minus our success fee. And 30 days later, we begin the process of drafting Tom's account to ensure that Jane gets repaid in the process. So Xerchu is all about relationships, helping people up and down the income scale so that lenders can lend money more responsibly with bill pay transparency baked in, and borrowers can borrow money that they desperately need to get from one bill to the next or one paycheck to the next without paying a 400% interest rate to a predatory or payday lender. And creditors can actually capture those at-risk dollars while creating a better customer experience and chipping away at those aging accounts receivables. Xerchu is really the nexus that sits in between all of these relationships and pain points to solve for those in a meaningful and real-time way. These are just some of the enterprise partners that we're working with today. We continue to add more on a regular basis. So our value proposition of purpose plus partnerships, we believe, is the crux of what's driving some of the financial inclusion and impact that Xerchu is looking to have by moving billions of dollars into the hands of millions who need it in real time to keep the lights on, to keep the car running, to get access to much needed healthcare. And really, what we look for out of these partnerships is to help these people in these underserved communities avoid service interruptions, avoid collections, as well as avoid negative impacts to their credit scores. This is just some of the traction that we have today. We processed over 10 million in loans, close to 20 million. The average loan size on Xerchu today is around $700. We have an interesting network effect where the average user on Xerchu invites 2 new users that they can lend or borrow money with. These are just some of our investors that we have on the platform that have been a major contribution to our success. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our awesome team, myself and my co-founder, Michael C. Not our first rodeo. I had a boutique M&A advisory firm that I ran for several years before selling that company to PwC. Michael ran a successful hedge fund. Chase Dillon was the head of growth at PayPal and Venmo before joining Xerchu as our VP of growth and partnerships. And we continue to add to our team on a regular basis as well. These are just some of the places we've been featured in and some of the awards that Xerchu has received as a result of the good work that our team is doing. And really what we're looking to do by way of our partnerships is really help people unlock new credit based on different algorithms that we have within our platform, and really help the banked and unbanked get those loans so that they can get access to credit that they don't have access to today. So again, my name is Dennis Kell, CEO, co-founder at Xerchu, and I look forward to seeing you in the breakout room. Thank you.
Dennis, thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you to all of the startups. Dennis, I'm going to move you backstage. Thank you to all the founders that presented today. Once again, that is Rodney Williams from Solo, Wole Coxum from Mobility Capital, Chris Supa from FlexWage Solutions, Aaron Smith from Savvy, Philip Hagland from Gimme, and Dennis Kale from Xerchu. As mentioned, you will be able to meet them in their individual expo booths. Thank you so much for your time and coming. It's so good to spread the knowledge and see the amazing innovation that's happening in this space. I'm quite inspired myself to check out the services, and I've got 3 kids myself, so thank you, Gimme, Philip. I'll be checking that out for sure. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. You can head back to the main stage, navigate that way. For the founders, you can make your way to your individual expo booths, and folks will join you there. And once again, thank you so much for joining today, the scaling stage.